Have you ever wondered what's the difference between kids today and kids decades ago? Well, this is 10 surprising insights about kids born after 2015. Are you ready? Let's jump! Do you know how this number and this item are connected? Well, this is the percentage of kids aged 2 or lower that are actually using a smartphone. This is a huge number, and it's gonna change how they react to the world and how they play and how they learn. This is why we actually provide digital tools today for kids, but those that make them more mindful and more creative, more self-aware, and more self-confident instead of less. So what do you think about this topic? Let us know. We think that there is always a way how to find a counterbalance, and this is what we aim to do. Can you guess how much time kids are spending these days in front of the screens? Well, if it's kids between 8 and 12, this is the amount of time. 5.5 hours. It's not a small chunk of time, and this is why we need to educate them how cool screens are, but also how much better it is for them to go outside to enjoy some fresh air. And when they are actually watching their screen, why don't we give them something that can elevate their sense of their inner world, how they perceive their emotions, the world around them? This is all what we do here at StarKid. Leave a comment how you deal with screen time, and let us know if your kid wants some better options for screen time too. Hey, attention spans, they are decreasing. You know what's the average? 8 seconds. It's basically if your attention is not grabbed by something spectacular, bam, you're out of the window. And with kids, it's even worse. So my question is, how do you teach focus to your kids? It's something that will define how successful they will be in life. Either they're gonna be a musician, an engineer, a scholar. This is how they fine-tune their awareness and their presence. So this is what we do at StarKid, and for more tips and tricks, follow along. But it's not all bad today for our kids. Yay! Actually, an applaud for everyone who's a parent these days, because we are generally more gentle. We adopt these gentle parenting techniques that are making our kids more emotionally intelligent. They feel safer to really develop their inner skills and inner empathy. So, do you think we are too gentle with our kids? Let us know in the comment. Let's talk about STEM, but for kids. Today has become increasingly popular to teach these skills to kids so they can fine-tune their problem-solving skills and they can become their very best version at their jobs in the future. But also, don't forget that a healthy child and a healthy mind also needs the right mindset, the mindset how to actually be happy in life. This is something separate than all of these skills. But here we are. I wish to know what you are using for your kids to fine-tune their STEM skills. Another thing that is super cool with kids born after 2015 is that they get a lot of emotional education. So either if they are like upset or sad, they start recognizing these emotions very early on. The problem we see more and more today is that when kids grow up, they can become more anxious or even depressed. And this happens because they don't know how to actually cope with the emotions they are feeling. So having an education on how actually they can recognize their emotions first is something very crucial and very helpful. Secondly, they will also need some coping skills so they can transform their emotional state for the better. If you're a parent or a teacher, chances are that you by now understand what this word stands for. Now there is growing recognition of neurodiversity, understanding that neurological differences like in autism spectrum or ADHD or dyslexia and more are basically natural variations of the human experience. This awareness promotes inclusive education. How inclusive is your child's environment? Let us know in the comments below. 20% or even more is the statistic showing how less children are physically active today. Of course, it's harder today to actually go out, have time to just be in nature and run around. So maybe we do propose that you try to engage with your kids in a physical way. So you maybe do some yoga at home and use maybe some digital tools to boost your playful time that is also physically active. This will help kids tremendously also with their physical capabilities as well as with their health. Recent studies show the rise of anxiety and depression in kids in the last decade. With that, the use of antidepressants has grown for more than 66%. They are looking outwards in search of their answers, but never really taking enough care about how they feel in their body and in their minds. At StarKid, we exactly specialize in that. We try to make the most beautiful, entertaining, educational content for kids so they can learn how to tune in their own innate intelligence. And this is how we can help them cope with these modern times. So this is why we started creating our content, trying to inspire kids and parents to really learn some very, very useful psychological tools that we believe that are best to be in the pockets of each child all over the world. So if you would like to hear more tips and more coping techniques on how you and your kids can actually live more harmonically, more in peace with your environment, let us know in the comments below. What do you want to see next? Like, comment and subscribe this video because this will help tell the algorithm that we actually are providing something of value. And I hope to see you in our next story for children, as well as with our next informational video here on YouTube. Thank you so much.